New data from hundreds of law enforcement agencies nationwide shows crime is down across the country compared to the same time last year. Overall, reported incidents of violent crime have dropped to 65,000 for the first 2 months of 2025. That's more than 13% lower than from the same time last year, according to the Real-Time Crime Index, which tracks nationwide crime trends. Murders are down by more than 20% for the same time period compared to last year. These numbers follow a downward trend that could be attributed to an increase in government spending in areas like public safety and support for law enforcement. Experts who track crime are now concerned that cuts to federal funding could undermine those gains. For more, I want to bring in Jeff Asher. He is the co-founder of the data analytics firm AH Datalytics. Jeff, first off, thank you so much for being here. So we gave some of the top lines. Anything else from your analysis that you think we should know?
I think the big picture is just that we're seeing the trends that we've seen really for the last 2.5 to 3 years start to accelerate. So really dramatic decline in murder, starting to see dramatic decline in violent crime. And thanks to a big drop in auto theft, we're starting to see really big drops in property crime as well.
So in terms of crime and public safety, what is most concerning to you about government spending cuts that have been announced by the Trump administration since the president took office?
I think the most concerning thing is that we've seen these really encouraging trends. We've been seeing them for a while. We're seeing them accelerate. And one of the large factors that likely plays a role in this decline is all of this government spending at a federal level and trickling down to a local and a state level that is almost certainly a major factor in the decline. And the Trump administration has talked about big cuts to federal government, the potential for big cuts to grants. And we saw last week big cuts to DOJ grants that help everything from victims of violent crime to rural police departments. And we've seen a big drop in we're starting to see a drop in things like government spending. So construction from local and state governments increased on neighborhood and social centers by 50% from 2021 to 2024. On public safety, it increased by 33%. On highways, it increased by 20%. So we're seeing a slowdown in all of these factors, all of these spending factors that help to bring crime down. And I don't think that we'll inherently see these factors cause an increase in crime, but should we start to see an increase, we're sort of taking all of the tools out of the toolkit that help to bring things down and will lead us to a much worse place in terms of responding to an increase in crime.
So how often are you crunching these numbers, and what will you be watching for in the coming months?
So we update every month, the middle of the month, usually with about a 45-day lag. So data from 400 cities, about 100 million people being covered, is updated through February now. In middle of May, will be updated through March. I think the real big question is the numbers so far in the first quarter are historic in nature. Does that continue through the end of the year? Do we see it sort of level off? Do some of the economic concerns and the potential for recession, do these factors cause crime trends that we're seeing now to taper off and start to increase? Or do we end 2025 with what could be a truly historic year in terms of the murder rate, in terms of the violent crime rate and the property crime rate nationally? It's a question. It's still early in the year. We'll find out in a few months. But so far, we're seeing very encouraging trends with the potential for kind of dark clouds possibly gathering in the distance.
We'll have to revisit with you in a couple of months then. Jeff Asher, thank you for your time and expertise.
Thanks for having me.